We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about treatment of irresponsible, one-sided news stories
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has
extremely dangerous to our democracy.
What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6. We are live and direct, live and effective. It's Sunday, and the temperature went up today. So if you out here in Maryland and you know, like I know, man, it was a pretty warm day. People were outside. The birds were chirping. The children were having a good time. It was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Always a good vibe when you got the sun out. You know what I mean? Good day to get yourself a book, put your feet in the grass and relax, or just sit on the couch and not do anything or get some research done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was a pretty this week was kind of cold, but the temperature picked up. And according to what them boys are saying, it's supposed to be warm up until I think Thursday. To which point there's supposed to be a firestorm. There's supposed to be a thunderstorm. To which there's supposed to be a bunch of rain and all that good stuff. So the temperature is supposed to nosedive again. So if you are just moving here or you're not familiar with this weather, welcome to Maryland, because that's how it is. 1 minute it's hot and you feel like, man, I can put my my long socks away. I can put away my my thermals and my Under Armour and all that good stuff you wear to keep you warm in the wintertime. And the next day it's the complete opposite. So hopefully it'll get more stable in the more coming weeks, coming month or so like that, so we can go ahead and decide which clothes we keeping out. Can't have everything in the drawer at the same time. Too much damn space. Who we got in the chat? The truth is here. What up? I got Ahmad in here. Yes, indeed. Good evening, everyone. Let's have a good show. Absolutely. You already know what time it is. My man King up in here. What up? What up, King? Civic Maker, another wrench. What's up? What's up? Alfonso, what up? What up? What up? Fearless Floyd, man. Fearless Floyd should have a wrench. I need to get Fearless Floyd a wrench. I need to work on that. Yeah, let me go ahead and attend to that in a little bit. But yeah. Shout out to Fearless Floyd. If you are not subscribed to his channel already, which most of you probably are, for that hard-hitting information, go check my man Fearless Floyd out. You will not be disappointed. Slim Shady, what it is, man? What's good? What's good? We got Jared in here early tonight. Another wrench. Okay, so we armed and ready to go. My wrenches are up in here to prevent any nonsense from the outside, of course. Man, we got a few things to chop up, man. There's been some developments this week. I wanted to talk to you guys about. And how many of you guys have been working on the crypto, man? How many people have been working on the crypto? How many people have been putting cheese to invest on the crypto and all that good stuff, man? I've been telling you guys to start looking at where to put your cheese at, man. And a lot of people are getting involved or have been involved with the crypto. So apparently the FBI released a warning against using unregistered cryptocurrency money transmitting services. All right, so check this out. I don't have it on the computer. I actually should have loaded it, but I'm gonna read it to you guys anyway. It's on Bitcoin.com. So if any of you guys have the apps or something like that or the wallets, they always give you updates to tell you exactly what's happening with the Bitcoin or most cryptos as it would go. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has issued a warning about using unregistered cryptocurrency money transmitting services that fail to comply with U.S. anti-money laundering laws. The agency has provided tips for the public to protect themselves, advising them to avoid providers that do not require to know your customer KYC information. Okay. The Federal Bureau of Investigation published a public service announcement on Thursday warning about using unregistered crypto money service businesses. The announcement states the FBI warns Americans against using cryptocurrency money transmitting services that are not registered as money service businesses according to United States federal law and do not adhere to anti-money laundering requirements. A few simple steps. Few simple steps can prevent unintentional use of non-compliant services. For example, avoid cryptocurrency money transmitting services that do not collect that do not collect know your customer. Yes, that's what that means. KYC means know your customer information from customers when required. The Bureau detailed. The FBI also provided some tips for the public to protect themselves. Firstly, the agency recommended that before using a money transmitting service, check whether it is registered as an MSB with the U.S. Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. That's FinCEN. FinCEN provides a website where anyone can check whether a company is registered. Secondly, the FBI warned beware of financial services that do not ask for KYC information, including name, date of birth, address, and ID before allowing you to send or receive money or cryptocurrency. All right. So we already know this is about keeping your stuff private because they want to know that name and date of birth and all of that stuff like that for obvious reasons. Now they always go along and say something along the lines of, this is for to prevent any, wrongdoing from taking place, which they always portray something like that. Like, yeah, we need to ban the carrying of quote unquote firearms in this area because it is public safety. That's always under the guise of public safety. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at what happened with Hurricane Katrina down south, a lot of the places, police forces or police departments were going door to door taking people's arms right before the whole entire disaster happened. And there's a lot of accounts of door to door knocks being conducted to take people's arms away. You know what I mean? So that's a very interesting thing. So again, with privacy definitely comes danger, man. It's not always safe, uh, with freedom and privacy and things like that. But it is imperative for us to have. So I'm not telling anybody to move one way or another, but if you want to look deeper in this, you can. But they're basically talking about, companies that don't ask you for your information and you can just move freely without having to deal with any of that stuff. That's something they want you to be concerned about. And they basically want to portray you to be like, well, not you, but portray it to be the boogeyman. That's how they were portraying crypto at first. Bitcoin and all of that stuff was heavily frowned upon because it wasn't really regulated. They were saying, yo, the only people who want to use cryptocurrency are people who want to engage in illegal activity, which is not always the case. Sometimes you just don't want everybody in your damn business. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want to stay private. So, I mean, Again, but this is the thing, like they always portray it as, this is a threat to safety, or somebody could be involved in illegal. Not always, man. And sometimes people just don't want you in their damn business, you know, and that's okay. I believe that's fine. You know what I mean? What can I say, man? This is the technique that's used. It's and we see this and we know exactly. We can read into it and know what they mean. But you got the average people who, the voters or whatever, who say, "Oh, that sounds horrible. We definitely need to put some legislation on that. I'll vote for that this coming such and such." And this is what happens, man. This is how these things get passed, because it's like, we're gonna fear monger these people into being afraid of something that they really shouldn't be afraid of, but should learn how to kind of, uh, use it to their advantage. You know what I'm saying? How to basically navigate. Um, but then there's the crux of, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to fear. It's an endless argument, but and some people out there who just want to be private. You know what I'm saying? Guy could be buying some Spider-Man comic books with crypto just because he wanted shit private, man. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Crazy. But it's the prevention of your freedom and the fear that you will do something wrong that's messed up to me. And all of us, you know. I punish a mofo after he does something foul. Don't punish him before he does. That's crazy. But it's more the scare tactics. Eric Mayer, what up? What up? What up? What up? Tony, was good? Was good? Now, you know what I was thinking? Yo, remember when last time Bitcoin took a plummet? It was Elon Musk who said something on a Saturday Night Live skit. This is when we all knew something was up with Bitcoin. Like, how can Bitcoin is supposed to be not really affected by the market, the stock market? How in the flying hell can somebody like Elon Musk say something and affect Bitcoin so heavily? I mean, it nosedive after he did that Saturday Night Live skit in 2022. I remember. I was like, yo, that is insane. People were pissed. My pops is like, yeah, it's all rigged. There ain't no damn way Elon Musk can say something like, yo, it's a hustle. It's a hustle. And it just dives. And people are pulling their money out left and right. Like, yo, F this, man. Then the stock market was hurting for a minute, still is. You know what I mean? Um, it's an interesting thing to watch all of this stuff take place. But the FBI just said something Thursday. And let's take a look, because I haven't really been keeping my eye on it. Yeah, so it really hasn't done too much since Thursday. It's moved down and up, a regular movement just about. But it is the kind of thing where you got to really keep your eye on watch, because something else might get said that knocks it down. It had a surge. It was at 17,000, and then it jumped all the way up to like 30. Then it jumped to 40. Then it jumped to 50. Next thing you know, it was at like what the hell was it? 70, top to 75 or something like that. So Bitcoin is definitely moving. Good to keep your eye on it. Um, there you have it. What is your guys' opinions on Bitcoin? Because I'm interested to hear what people have to say. I was telling somebody today. I said, Joe, if you really want to do an investment, man, or you want to put your majority of your stuff somewhere, the best thing to probably do would be like gold or silver, man. And I've been telling people this. And gold peaked out at 70. What is this? What the hell was it? It was $77,000 per kilo of gold. Let me look it up. For those of you who have the AppMax app, I'm looking at it right now, as a matter of fact. Hey, gold is always secure, man. You put your stuff in. Yeah, gold right now is trading at 75,000. So it dropped about $2,000 between this and like a couple weeks back. But it peaked at 77,000, the highest it had ever been. So if you got like a chunk of money, and shout out to Fearless Floyd. We were talking about this when I went to go to Texas. Stop past Fearless Floyd house. Dude's cool as hell, man. Real cool guy. We were talking about this whole gold thing, and he was like, "Yo," he told this guy who won a settlement, like, "Yo, you should put your stuff in gold, man, and just sit on it. If you want to do a long-term investment, just sit on the gold, and why it's going to appreciate. Gold's not going to drop, and it's not really going to be in the situation where the gold is gonna deteriorate by like 50%, like crypto can or like a stock can. Gold is only gonna drop by so many points. It's not gonna just completely wreck you. But it's gonna be a slow, gradual build. That's the trade-off. You're not gonna be able to day trade with the gold and make a killing or anything like that. But it's a long-term investment. Your stuff's not gonna depreciate. You leave it sitting inside of a bank or something like that, the economy is going to get crappier. Stuff's going to cost more. So technically, your dollars that are sitting in the bank are not really moving. They're actually losing value. You know what I mean? So you throw them on something like gold or silver, they're not going to drop that much. And they're basically going to hold steady and go up. So you got to think in the long term a lot of times, man. A lot of people want that instant gratification. Like, yo, let me get on here and day trade and, just make a bunch of money day trading. That's if you good at it and you can do it, okay. But if somebody who doesn't really know much and they just get a huge lump sum, I would look into gold and silver, just to be honest. You know what I mean? You just never know who's listening to the video. Somebody might have just got a big windfall or something like that. Always a good idea to invest there, man. Precious metals will never let you down. I'm telling you. Even if you got the physical precious metals, man, you just better have a way to protect them. And don't be telling everybody you got it. I'm not fucking with that trading and buying securities, investing in diamonds, old school money. He said diamonds. Okay. I prefer precious metals, but I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Study Series 7. Word, okay. I was in Kuwait in 2020. Talked to the local jewelers. He confirmed that certain patterns concerning gold and silver are going back to his great grandparents. He showed me how investing in precious metals lasts. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, not a game out here, man. Like, listen, if you get, let's say you somehow hit the lottery or something like that, it ain't got to be for like mega millions or nothing like that. You mess around and hit the lottery for like 250K somehow. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? He throws something on the gold and silver. Like, you don't want to just have a situation where you blow 250 grand and then like 2 years later you like, damn, I blew all that damn cheese and I ain't got nothing to show for. Best thing to do is like, listen, I like the 50-30-20 rule. You know what I mean? 50%, you basically just all right. So in this particular topic, or in this particular scenario, when you get uh like a huge windfall like that, the 50-30 might not work as well. That's more for like paychecks. So 50-30-20, the way that basically works is 50% towards needs, 30% towards stuff you want, and then 20% towards savings. With something like a windfall like that, you might only want to blow like, I say, a quarter of it, if that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm going to F off this quarter of this cheese, and that's just gonna be the end of it. So I'm gonna go out there and do a bunch of this in the club or whatever. However y'all moving, but that there needs to be a big chunk put away that can appreciate, and then some of it also needs to be put away as quick access for emergencies. Just moving very wisely, yo. This goes to my younger viewers, because I do have quite a few younger viewers according to the analytics. Guys that are in their 20s, you get into a windfall like that, man. Definitely set some aside to play around with, man. To go buy yourself a damn, Hellcat or something like that, or a Nissan GTR to go play with. You gotta allow yourself that, because if you try to just hold all of it, you're gonna start dipping into what you got saved. You know what I mean? So you gotta make sure that you have something to play around with. You know, doing that is gonna be something that allows you to move around and you still putting stuff away. Now, what I would recommend is, even the money that you intend to blow, try not to just blow it all arbitrarily. Blow some of it, of course. You know what I mean? But still have some left, just so you don't want to, like, just waste it all at once. You might want to blow some more later. You might want to do this, that, and the third, do like that. That's what I would recommend doing. But those are different ways that you can put your fiat to try to benefit you, man. You want to basically make it so that you make something off of it. You don't want to look in the mirror in 2 years and say, "Yo, I can't believe I wasted all that money." I remember I was talking to one of my coworkers back in the day, and he was talking about something called lead bands. So in the hood, for those of you who aren't from the hood, or those of you who aren't aware of it, there's something called lead bands. So lead bands basically is, if you get a like a claim for lead poisoning, because lead poisoning was very prevalent in certain neighborhoods. The paint all had the lead in it, so they would claim that some of the damage to the mind or the brain or developmental mental stasis or mental status, rather, was attributed to. So they would say, yo, it's all in the walls and you breathe it in and messes your lungs up and it can cause learning deficiencies. So they had you go get a lead test. And then when they get the lead test back, they would declare if you had lead. Then you would get a lead lawyer. The lead lawyer would go sue the company. The typical windfall you would get back is like 30 grand. So I talked to my dude. He was like, yeah, yo, now we got this thing called lead bands. Everybody in my neighborhood got it. I was like, oh, word? He was like, yeah, man. You know, typically you get about 30 at the minimum, but you might be able to, if you get a real good lawyer, he might be able to squeeze 45, 50. So he says, what they go ahead and do is they just they hit the people up, the people settle out with the lead bands. He said people just go in there and buy used Cadillacs, go in a club, do this, buy bottles and stuff like that, be balling for like a year. Not even a year straight, like a few months out of the year, have all these trinkets and stuff like that that don't mean nothing after they buy them, and then they broke at the end of the summer. You know what I mean? Which is crazy to me. That's sad, Joe. That's sad. But yeah, never let that be you, man. You get a piece of change like that that can help you out, man. Why not take, if it's like, let's say you get 30, why not take 20? You know what I'm saying? And do something like put it away or something like that. And then take 10 and say, all right, let me make some moves. Or even 15 and say, let me make some moves. You know what I mean? It's better than nothing. It's better than just going out and just buying a couple Cadillacs and just, well, you don't know what the hell happened to money in like 3-4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Bunch of girls ain't never gonna call you again type deal. It's the worst thing you could do. Private is like, what's up, man? What's going on? I got a tiny bit of gold, couple kilos of silver, and some industrial metals like copper. Yo, you know you can get copper really cheap. You can get a kilo of copper for like, I think it's like $11, though. It's cheap as hell. You know, copper has some value, man. All the wires and all that stuff in your phone and the chips for your computer circuit boards they all have a lot of copper in them. Absolutely. You can use gold certificates in courts. Judges fear that. Yo, you know what's crazy? I was thinking about the gold backs. Like, yo, you know what I mean? Always keep some silver or gold backs on you. You know what I'm saying? Always keep some of them joints on you for real. A gram of gold. You can get grams too. Gold. Listen, I told y'all too. If you can't buy like, yo, let me get an ounce of gold, because that's like an ounce of gold right now is at 23.38 for 1 ounce of gold. 23.38. So that's a little bit. That's a lot for people to stomach. So if you can't do that, yo, you can get a gram of gold. Gram of gold is supposed to be 75.20 right now. You know, you can get a couple grams of gold, like, you know, $150 should do you very solid. You might be a little bit more because you're gonna pay a little bit over the average for people who are selling it. You're not gonna get the exact value of what it's going for. You're gonna pay a little more because somebody's trying to make a profit off of it. But the bottom line is you can get it for a lot cheaper than you'd be able to get an ounce for. You can even get it, you know, by grams, so to speak. You might be able to get 10 grams of gold. You know, you might be able to do 5 grams of gold. They got it different ways. You look on Amazon, you can find it all different kinds of ways you can get your hands on. You know, but if it's a situation where SHTF, and you know, you got, let's say, like, you know, there's an electromagnetic pulse and you can't get to your cheese online or nothing like that, man. It's good to have some gold and silver on hand and also some stuff to defend it with. You know what I mean? It's always a good idea to have that. Lawful money. That's real money, 100%. I heard about, they say only men and women operate like that, not persons. There you go. There you go. Men and women operate like that. There you go. It's that simple. It's that simple. Yo. In New York courts, yes. See, I never heard about people using the gold or silver certificates. I know they hard as hell to get your hands on. You know, getting your hands on a gold or silver certificates is difficult because they go for so much cheese. If you look up them gold or silver certificates online, you're gonna spend a heavy amount of money because they just are so hard to find. They literally uh I'm not gonna say trinkets, historical, not documents. I would just say items, literally historical items. You got one in mint condition, you got something nice. Every state is different, but NYS is a beast. Every state is 100% different. Not all processes work in every state. I know people who can send their tickets back within 3 days. and it'll never show up on the docket. You know. Meanwhile, here you try to send that shit back, they gonna act like they ain't never get it. You gotta stand in front of them motherfuckers. I made money on BTC, but just missed big money 2 times. That's crazy how that works. You know what I mean? Shout out to dudes who bought like 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 Bitcoins when it was like 2 cents or something like that or whatever the hell. Shout out to them guys, man, because them guys are not even using internet anymore. Them only thing they using is apps to get their cash off of the joint to move around. They on an island somewhere, man. Yo, shout out to them guys, man, because I tell you, those guys got paid. I had a BTC at 5K, sold it. 3 months later, it was 40K. Ouch. 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 Hey, it's better than losing, though. You didn't lose. You know what I'm saying? You didn't lose. Hit the like button. It's free. Respect. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. $1,600 I spent for $100. Yeah, for the silver, for the gold certificate, we should get a silver or gold certificate. What are we talking about here? Which one? But yeah, having silver and gold on you, man, is 100% a solid move. I was talking to my boy the other day. I gave my what the hell was it? A silver, 1 ounce of silver. Yeah, he was cheesing from ear to ear. I said, look at it, that energy from that silver got him cheesing, man. Yes, indeed. Cool stuff. For $100. What you talking about, the certificate? You talking about the certificate or the gold back? Which one you talking about? $100 gold certificate. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna spend money for those, man. Absolutely. You know, they gotta hold some kind of power because they're not that common. You know, stuff that's not really that common is always gonna hold some kind of a little bit more power than stuff that is. Stuff anybody can get. You know, the method will be worn out. You know what I mean? Everybody will start doing it and start formulating around it. But yeah, if you operating with lawful money, I mean, what can you say to that? If a man got a bag of coins, silver coins on him, or he got a wallet full of gold backs, the man has lawful money. It's obvious which constitution he's operating under. He's not operating under the current one. He operating under the common law. 100%. I agree with that. That's why I've been telling y'all for years, yo, go grab some gold and silver, even if it's like 1 or 2 pieces or something. Always good to have. Man, let's take a look into what some of these special forces have to do to get in the squad, man. Take a look at this. This is fair use, by the way, protected by fair use.
You guys hear any whining?
Get your hand off of your mask! Why are you quitting the exercise? Here! Feet out 6 inches, hands off of the mask! Why are you quitting the exercise? You're gonna throw up on my pool deck! Don't lean your head back, it gets worse! No big deal! It hurts! It sucks! Embrace the suck and get comfortable being uncomfortable. Are there any questions? No, sir. I cannot see you. You guys think you can handle this drill?
Yes, sir.
Don't think I forgot about you. Remove the stickers from your new dive mask. Keep water in your dive mask. Stop whimpering. Keep your hands on your rifle. Why are you quitting the exercise?
You guys hear any whining?
That's insane. My man said, why are you quitting the exercise? Hey, yo, that's crazy, man. They literally waterboarding them boys. But that's the kind of mental toughness you have to develop to be able to become special forces. A lot of these things that these guys are doing, man, to get in these special forces and things like that is all mental. The gag reflex when that water hits your face and the waterboarding and all that stuff is 100%. It's like a reflex, and reflexes can be trained. It's just very difficult to do. And it goes to show you how powerful the mind is, man. You can literally hack and rewire the mind however you see fit. It just takes a tremendous amount of trying and trying and trying until you get it right. But yo, man's had a mask on and the mask covered the nose. So they couldn't even like the mask was covering this much. So the water was all inside their face where their nose was, and their mouth was able to breathe. You know what I'm saying? So my man filled the joint up, trying to keep the water in the mask and had them holding the M16, kicking their feet. That's crazy. And then he's like, yo, when you lean your head back, the water goes in your nose and you start choking even worse. That is crazy, man. That is insane. But listen, and this is the crazy part about it. Each soldier's training that they have to go through with the specialists and all the arms and stuff they got to train with, the training time, the equipment and all that stuff. They probably spend about, what is it, $750,000 per soldier, something like that, maybe more. But it's a whole lot of training that goes into that, man. And you multiply that by however many people get apply to be in the army and get put on the force. Any of these places, special forces as well. You just multiply that and you can see where all the damn cheese is going. Like, yo, people always say, oh, where the hell's all we got this high ass fund for war. We always got this big ass war budget. Why the hell do we always have this big ass war budget? Why are we sending this money, this, that, and the third? You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff goes into training these dudes. You know, black ops and all of this stuff. All these individuals, they all get trained under the government's dime. You know what I'm saying? That's why the contractors. And what's crazy is the way some of these. I think the Geneva Convention was one of them, but there's another one too that some of these things were basically outlawed, and they have to do it with like private contractors. They hire private contractors because they can get around like things like the Geneva Convention and stuff like that because these are not officially government entities. They're contracted with the government to do work for them. So they get some of the benefits, you know what I mean? Like certain abilities to do certain things, and the government turns a blind eye to it, in exchange for whatever money that they're being paid to do whatever job. So, the money they put into these soldiers is amazing. Tony brings up a great point. And some people die in these exercises, 100%. But think about all the cheese they put into each soldier. This is why when the soldiers get out, they still want to act like that they have some kind of control over these soldiers. If there's ever a draft or something like that, the first ones to get called up is people that signed up. Because once you take that oath, that's it. I mean, yeah, if it's no urgent war, you don't have to go back. But if it's a situation where the draft is going to start again, the first thing they're going to call up is the retirees. They calling the youngest ones up first, and then the oldest ones. Once they start running out of them, they're going to start calling persons to come in there and fight. And women ain't going to be excluded either because they're working on getting women able to be drafted too. All this fighting for equality and stuff like that. They done got their wish. So now they about to be right next to the men on the front lines. Insane, bruh. All the persons on the front line. Running in a gas mask is hell. I never ran in a gas mask before. I can imagine though. Shit. Bro, what up? I like that logo, man. It's fire. Some die in these exercises. Yup. Every year, a few of them die. Yep. 100%. Something is on fire. Water helicopter flying over my house. Oh, no. And my man Jared is out Hawaii. Hope everything works out, man. Let me know what's going on with that, bro. Give me an update. Hit my email. Witnesses sworn to secrecy. I respect those that did, but not to me, no way. Absolutely, I agree. Not if you did your 8 years. Shh. All right, I'm just saying. First ones they call back up is the retirees. Because listen, if a draft would have come back, they calling people that didn't even ever go to the army and receive training. But before that happens, they're going to call up all the retirees. But Shy, what up? What up? Great evening. Yeah, I'm not going back. No way. Yeah, I mean, nobody really, once you get out, because a lot of people, when they figure out what's going on and how everything works, they're like, yo, I thought I was out here fighting for my country. I'm fighting for some rich motherfuckers. Like, I'm not even really fighting for my country like that. We are out there trying to defend. We think they think they out there defending freedoms, and like they find out that's not the case. Told you I spoke to a retired military guy, an army guy. He said the whole time he was out there, he joined because he didn't like what happened with 9/11. So he wanted to go to Afghanistan and get busy. The whole time he was in Afghanistan, my man said he was guarding poppy fields. Him and a bunch of other soldiers were taking turns guarding poppy fields. And you do with that information what you wish. but God damn it, that was crazy. Whole bunch of years later, we got an OPIOD epidemic. You know what I mean? People leaning, children rapping about DRUGS, all of that stuff. It's just look at the pattern, man. Look at the pattern. It'll expose to you everything. Once you mess up in public, they will never let you out of service. Erase your identity now. You belong to the Navy. Damn. Gas chamber was horrible. I threw up. I bet. Depends. They erased a lot of my info for being a state citizen on the record. Really? Interesting, Lawrence. Very interesting. That's interesting. Thanks, I'm a lady. I have my logo. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, sorry about that. No doubt. I like that logo. That's fire. Rojo Chief Clothing. That's nice. Send me some information on your website and my email. I'm interested. I like it. Probably someone's house further up the mountain. Okay. Long as you good, man. Long as the family's good. Yeah, they've been calling back retirees supposedly. That's wild. That's wild. You might be right, but I'm not going back anyway. I don't blame you. I mean, after knowing what we know, listen, it was never an informed decision. It was never an informed decision. You were never given all the facts to make a clear decision. You were given just enough to get you to come and join. You weren't given enough of a clear decision to go move for it. Now, you got some people who will say, man, F all that. I'm in here trying to, take care of my family or whatever. More power to you, man. I ain't judging nobody for making no decision. I'm not going to do that. It's just interested that you don't get to make an educated decision before you go in. Everybody over there was getting exposed to the burnt pits and other toxic chemicals. And you literally become property of the government at that point. Whatever number you get, registration number, is literally the property, 100%. Just signed a contract. Yep. Tony know what's up. Watch another one. All right, so these dudes are doing some kind of retrieving items underneath the water exercise, and they're like literally taking one big breath and going back down. It's constant. And this builds breath control, and they got their hands behind their back too. You ain't on your P's and Q's. You ain't going to make it back up to the surface with that one.
Hell Day students experience what it's like to be on a team of like-minded individuals with student team leaders. Students are first administered a physical fitness test that involves a 1.5-mile run evaluation, maximum pull-ups, sit-ups, push-ups, followed by a swim test. Based on ability group, you may do a 500-yard swim or a 250-yard swim. After the swim test, the Hell Day evolutions begin. Hell Day kicks off with challenging pool training, treading water, drown proofing, high water entries, rifle and mask recoveries, underwater swim, and other challenging exercises that students may see in various special operations selection courses. Students are provided with a mandatory equipment list and given various gear items such as a rucksack, training rifle, and other items that they may see in various special operations selection courses. Held Day students are then given a ruck march evaluation, followed by challenging team exercises, often involving log PT, cold water immersion, pilot down scenarios, and other exciting, challenging exercises that students may see in various special operations selection courses, such as BUDS, SFAS, Air Force ANS, and others. Although the course is physically and mentally challenging, many finishers of the Held Day event claim that it is one of the best days of their life and a memory that they will hold close forever. Don't miss our next Held Day event coming to a location near you. Are you training for a career in special operations? Your journey.
Craziness, man. But yeah, that's more of that, mental strength kind of thing and conditioning. And everybody should be in shape to a certain degree. You might not necessarily be in that kind of shape. To become special forces, you got to be like a cut above the rest. You know what I mean? Not only do you have to just be a soldier, you got to be like the best of the best type deal. So some of those things regular people are not necessarily going to be able to do, but taking care of your body is definitely an important factor. I would recommend everybody to look into taking care of your body of some kind of way, especially since the weather's about to get nice outside. You be out there jogging, running, training, whatever you got to do. Military is needed as much as vaccines are needed. Yeah, you know what's crazy? I was talking about that too. I was like, yo, really? The reason we never been invaded on our soil has nothing to do with our foreign military. The reason we never been invaded is because of us. And the fact that we got so many straps on the soil is the reason we never been invaded on foot. Like, yo, we gonna come on this beach and we gonna battle y'all down. Nah, that would be completely foolish. And that the reason is not because of them overseas. They the reason stuff's getting taken from other areas. You know what I'm saying? They taking stuff from other areas. They not over there defending freedom necessarily. The freedom is defended by arms that are here. You know what I'm saying? But he's right. And then to join the military, you got to take a whole lot of shots too. I know a lot of people. I actually know a few soldiers who got discharged for refusing to take the shot, which is crazy. Your social is your identification number and it's linked to the DOD ID number, but you always use your social for everything. Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's why you know what I'm saying? They always will know you serve by using your social security number. Social security number basically is like literally the telltale for everything. And you don't have to use your social for everything either. That's another myth that we figured out. Your social is optional. You don't have to use that for everything. After 15 months of letting my license expire, I gave up and decided to get one and sign it differently. And they told me if I didn't sign it, if I didn't say I was a U.S. citizen, they couldn't give me a license. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a way around that, though. Students are first submitted to a psych test to see if they're susceptible to brainwashing and programming. 1,000% believe that. Police officers, too. If you like too much of a thinker or a questioner of information, you're not going to be able to make that job. I was watching Captain America, the First Avenger. I watched that show. I watched that movie probably like 3 times, but I watched it the 3rd time. And yo, let me tell you how are they telling you how Operation Paperclip actually happened? And then in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, she literally mentioned Operation Paperclip that the government was involved in, which had a lot of the Hydra soldiers coming over to work for the U.S. And that's how S.H.I.E.L.D. got infiltrated by Hydra. They're telling you what happened in the movie. It was insane. I'm like, yo, how did this make it? But the CIA has a hand in all of that stuff. The CIA has to tell you what's going on through movies. There's a CIA division in Hollywood. Any movies that get put out, they have to go through strict scrutiny. There's certain things that are basically have to be added and portrayed. They might completely change the script to add something in it. Your movie's not going to see the light of day if CIA don't approve it. That's all movies. All of them. Being built to terrorize, the U.S. has trained every group on this planet, death and destruction through warfare and killing, brainwashing. Yeah, not just U.S. soldiers. Yeah, they train other countries too. That's 1,000% facts. Also, arm them up too. You know, Obama sent hella arms overseas. I think the cartel got armed up through Obama, didn't they? They gave military equipment or arms, or like when they fight wars over there, or they go over there to patrol the area. All the arms, they just leave a big ass pile of arms because it's cheaper to just leave the arms and manufacture new ones than it is to bring them back, you know, and build them and rebuild them and stuff like that. It would cost too much, so they just leave everything there. Big ass pile of fully functional damn rockets and stuff like that, and goddamn, they take all the ammo and burn it out, of course. So they leave them unloaded so a child can't get it and do some wild shit. But mags and all that stuff, all of that stuff is left there. Crazy, big ass piles. I talked to you guys about this multiple times, but there's a movie with Nicolas Cage about that, and he basically is an arms dealer, and he explains everything. And it's again, the CIA put that out too. CIA put out They Live. CIA put out Captain America: The First Avenger. CIA put out The Winter Soldier. CIA put out Thanos with the crystals. This is all, you know what I mean? They telling you what's going on. It's all right in front of your face. They got to show you. Read UCMJ manual. It explains how they change the status of your person, but they don't explain anything about changing it back. UCMJ? What is that, a PDF? Yo, Civic Maker, if you on here, send me that, bruh. My man got all the docs. Start grounding, 1,000%. All the arms, 100%. Well, in the ocean to protect us too. The hood is the military. Not even just the hood, though. That's the crazy part about it. They are military, but the problem with the hood is they don't know they're the military. That's the main problem with the hood. You know what I'm saying? The hood lacks discipline in certain areas. Yes, they have a good way to move around and strategic ways to do certain things. But in terms of like, you know, military technique, they don't got that. No. I would go as far as to say a lot of them quote unquote rednecks in the backwoods that have those training camps and stuff like that train. A lot of those guys are ex-military. Didn't they make that? Didn't the federal government make that illegal, by the way? Private military training camps became made illegal or something. I thought they made that illegal, or you know, they passed some kind of statute about it. I pity the fool who tries a land war. Yeah, 100%. Plus, there are more ex-military than military, and many of them know what time it is. And that's another thing too. That's another thing. I was talking to my man. He said, "Yo, the crazy part about it is a lot of us actually been in combat in Afghanistan and stuff. A lot of these young guys, that they try to do some wild stuff, a lot of these young guys don't understand they never been in an active war in the National Guard. They never actually been in the shit. Like if you was in Afghanistan, you was in the shit. You know what I'm saying? So he said, yo, yeah, it wouldn't even be fair. You know what I'm saying? So if they ever did get on some sideways stuff, it's just too many ex-military guys that know what time they on. The movies are the real news. Listen, I try to tell people, man. I try to tell them, they just don't hear me. I'm like, yo, they showing you exactly what's going on in these movies. Y'all just not listening. And then when we point it out, y'all be calling us crazy and stuff, saying we conspiracy theorists and stuff like that. Yo, there's no coincidence that there's literally a branch in the CIA that handles Hollywood, man. It's no coincidence. And they don't hide it. It's out there for you to see. It's just obscure. Cartel facts, right? Today's military is a bunch of sissies. Oh man, he trying to get me canceled. Knock it off, bro. I'm not saying none of that. I'll say delusional people. That's what I'll say. But he's 1,000% correct to a degree. Yeah, you know, we can get into it, man. But now I'm gonna have to talk to y'all on the Patreon. Y'all need to go subscribe to the Patreon. Go pay the $5 a month and see the videos because on Patreon I can cut loose. Can't say that on here though. There's a lot of stuff I wanted to just say just now. I cannot. But yeah, the Patreon is probably gonna be the way to go with that information. Hollywood Facts. Yep. Operations Fast and the Furious Obama. Yeah, you go. You already know. You already know. The Art of War. Yep. Son, I read that book like twice. That's a good book. I need to read it again. Everybody here should have read the Art of War book. And if you haven't read it, get the audio book on YouTube. It's free. Play the joint and listen to it. It is some fire. And everything he was saying, if you guys watch that show, there's a show called Shogun right now that's based in feudal Japan when the samurais were basically controlling different parts of Japan. And the organizations were controlled by lords, rulers, and samurais, of course. So the Art of War is very prevalent in that show. It's very good show. I suggest you watch. It's called Shogun. Very good show. In city court, they call you a natural person when they hit you with the transcript. Okay. Uniform Code of Military Justice, rather. Rob Ryder is the one who wanted to look at for military info. Yeah, I know Rob Ryder. I know about him. Oh, Uniform Code of Military Justice. Okay. Y'all should be hitting the like button. We shouldn't even have to go over that. UCMJ is the military manual that goes over the policies and codes that we were to abide by. That sounds like that's what is that? Maritime jurisdiction admiralty law, basically, right? Yes, indeed. Let's go on to the next one. I don't even remember. I don't even remember what this is, but we can get into it. Yeah, I know what this one is. This is about all right. They talking about Chi-Town.
Crazy that over 40 people got shot in Chicago this weekend. What's even crazier is that we still not talking about who be doing some of this shit. It ain't the gangs. It ain't just the youngins. Don't you know that when the shit die down, anytime there's a motherfucking truce, a peace treaty anywhere, anytime the shit just slow down for a minute, them motherfuckers is pulling up in the mystery machines. You don't know who I mean by them motherfuckers? That's why it's a mystery, huh? You got to get on that Scooby-Doo quest and figure it out. Who do you think is doing? Who do you think is instigating? Who do you think is? Listen, man. These motherfuckers putting on disguises, man. These motherfuckers just shooting. They just doing drive-bys. And then you think it was the ops. Yeah, it's the real ops. But a lot of us don't really know who the real ops is. I guess we could talk about it. Or maybe we can't.
My man is dropping some coded bars right there. Dropping some coded bars, man, of who they are, you know. The main thing I hear from people that I know that say, y'all always talking about they. Who is they? And you know what's crazy? After 2020, the best, I don't really get asked that anymore because after 2020, you know what my answer is? The same people who made you take a vaccine. The same people who told you to take the jab. That's who they is. Goes quiet after that. That's the best way to kill that argument. Anyway, because y'all always talking about they. Who is they? Okay, who is they, huh? The same mofos that every time you turn on a radio or TV in 2020, you could not avoid getting bombarded with propaganda about doing an experimental medical procedure. You know what I'm saying? That's who they is. All right. Now you piece together who is they. Because they definitely exist. Because they was telling you to take that shit. You know what I mean? So that's how you kill that debate. But yeah, my man was spitting though. So I've heard stories about this. I don't have anybody personally that I know besides, of course, Taquan X. Shout out to Taquan X. I don't have anybody that I personally know that lives in or is from Chicago. However, I have heard and read different comments online with people saying there was certain cars that weren't recognized around certain neighborhoods because they know people by their cars in the hood. Basically, you're identified by your cars. There's cars they never seen before, parking and just start engaging in one-sided combat. We'll say. I gotta watch my language here. One-sided combat in so many words. Um, on certain areas where there was peace. To stir stuff up. They might even be in situation. They did this the same thing with the Bloods and the Crips in California, and there was a truce between the Bloods and the Crips, and mysteriously there started to be shootings. But I said that I shouldn't have said that. There started to be S words with this action right here, and what started to happen was it started to be individuals dressed up like other individuals, which is easy to do. You just throw on some red or blue or whatever and do whatever. And the first optic that's seen is, oh, okay, this is dude from this set. And then the retaliation happens, and that's when those truces get flushed down the toilet. And all of a sudden, nobody remembers who the first one was to do this. Nobody remembers who it was. They just remember the retaliation and all that stuff. And you go so far down the rabbit hole, over 20 years, don't nobody remember how it even started. They were just, we was born like this. You 11 years old. When you was born, the stuff was already going on. And it ain't even just the Bloods and the Crips. There's all kinds of gangs and stuff like that. Fortunately, that's what a lot of people say there'll never be peace because they don't want peace. A lot of times they just want it to be continuous fighting. Now, crazy part is people say, y'all are always fighting each other. They talking about melanated people. Y'all always fighting. Y'all in hoods killing each other, this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something, bro. And I'm going to dispel that myth right now. Yo, and I'm going to say this loosely, so please don't nobody get mad at me, but I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. Niggas have been fighting forever, okay? And I'm going to say it like this. Back when we were in it with our indigenous tribes, the Cherokees and all these other, the Piscataway, Blackfoot, all of these tribes, the Iroquois, these tribes all consisted of people who would be classified now as quote unquote black by the way they look. The texture of their hair, their skin color, they would have been classified as black by somebody who don't know what the hell they're talking about. But they were indigenous people. They've been fighting forever. Now look up the Beaver Wars. Look up the Beaver Wars and see exactly what I'm talking about. It was literally hundreds of different tribes beating the hell out of each other, hitting each other with arrows, tomahawks, axes, scalping each other over beaver pelts. The Cherokees were fighting all kinds of different tribes over beaver pelts. They weren't gangs, they were tribes. The name just changes. But they've been fighting forever. They were fighting before there was even any European imperialistic nature here. We've been beating the hell out of each other forever. And it's going to continue. It's not going to stop. You literally have, I know my cousin was younger. He used to live in not too far from Greenmount Avenue. And they had their side of the block that they would stay on. And it was crazy because they all lived in the same neighborhood. Like, what hood you from? They lived literally across the street from each other. Literally across the street from each other. They couldn't cross the street to go to the store without having to fight the children from over there. And they probably was all about 13, 12, 11. You know what I'm saying? Every time, if that store on the corner where they lived at didn't have bread or milk, they had to walk across the street and go get it. And they had to fight, literally throw hands on some streets of rage shit just to go get some milk or whatever that corner store don't have. And they lived in the same neighborhood just across the street from each other. It don't matter who is what color, what gang, niggas is gonna fight. That's just what it is, yo. And it's just territorialism. You could blame it on testosterone. Is another reason. They fight over women. They fight over territory. They fight over all kinds of stuff, man. That's just what it is. Now, as far as killing and shooting, I don't agree with any of that stuff at all. I think it should be more effective ways to settle differences. But sometimes, I mean, it happens, yo. And it happens everywhere. It's not just us. You know, you got people in the Middle East fighting each other too. You got people in Brazil. You know what I mean? Different favelas are beefing, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with skin color, man. And that's the stupid ass part I get tired of when people blame everything on skin color because it's not necessarily about skin color. People beat the hell out of each other because people are people. It's that simple, you know. And it's like, oh, well, not everybody does it 100%. But you know what's crazy about the tribes? Here's the difference between the hood and the tribes, right? See, back in the day, before the arms got introduced to the indigenous tribes, the shamans they used to run the tribe. So the chief was the shaman or the high priestess or whatever, or the guys that were older and more knowledgeable that didn't have a whole lot of built up testosterone that just wanted to go stomp on everything that was physically available to stomp on. So the thing about it was, you got the chiefs that are in charge, right? So boom, the chiefs are directing and creating strategies and respecting different areas in order to keep the cycle going. Because at the end of the day, everybody has to live and survive, right? So you might have chiefs doing diplomatic treaties with other tribes, so that all right, we'll come hunt over here on these days, and then these other days you come hunt, so the area doesn't get over hunted and become scarce, and we got to goddamn leave because all the damn buffalo oxen have got murdered or eaten or whatever. There's certain times of the year where we're not going to hunt. So this is what happened. It was diplomatic treaties between different tribes, right? Now, you got a situation where some of the Europeans get their hands on arms and come to trade with the indigenous tribes. So they different things they had to trade. You know, they might trade jewelry, they might trade art, furniture, cloths, and stuff like that, beaver pelts. All of those kind of things were valuable back then. Wampum, it was all called wampum basically. Wampum is indigenous for money in so many words. So they would trade different various things. So one of the things they traded for was arms. So when they got the arms, it was like, hold on, yo, the warriors now have the strongest tool available, which is arms. Once the warriors got the arms, they didn't think they had to listen to the shamans anymore. So they kicked the shamans out of leadership. And guess what happened? They overhunted the area. They over KI double LED the animals. You know, they started to fight over beaver pelts. Now everything went to shit because there was no balance. So that's the difference. Like the hood areas, they don't have that shaman in charge because the arms are involved. You know what I'm saying? So now they're just like, yo, everybody, I'm gonna go get mine, such and such. You might have certain organizations that work together, you know, that might be able to move and groove, but for the most part, it's that leadership that's missing. And you can blame it on the house, you can blame it on the home, you can blame it on the dad not being around, which is 100% an issue. Um, a lot of neighborhoods, a lot of them dudes are getting thrown in cages, you know, for stupid shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's the bottom line is the war is gonna it's not really it's human nature, bro. Like anywhere you go, people are gonna guff. You go to goddamn California, you know, you might have in one neighborhood, the North Mexicans might not mess with the Mexicans down the hill. They might literally get into drive-bys over just who lives in a different location in the same exact neighborhood. Yeah, it's just that's just the nature of people, I suppose, man. Honestly, testosterone, I believe. They try to blame it on the men. But yo, you gotta take the good and the bad with the men. The feminists that are listening, you gotta take the good and the bad with us. All right. Yes, we made guff, but infrastructure was created by us. You know, feminists complain and stuff like that. Yo, you men are always causing wars. Well, see, here's the thing: the very computer that you're complaining about, the very phone that you're using to complain with the clothes and all of that stuff that you're wearing was probably created by a man. And I'm not saying that to be an imperialist or like men are better. No, we just got to recognize our positions in society, respectively. You know, look at it from an intelligence standpoint. The strange mass shootings is a part of destabilization, crack on the street, guns, vans. Yeah, I saw yo, that's facts. I saw the trains getting dropped off with the arms in them. The locks are destroyed on the train container, and you know the locks are basically gone, so the doors just swing open. There's hella arms on the inside. I've heard about that. Gun bans, as we watch it happening across the seas with these phones, are slowly are showing the same work there. Yeah, 100%. Next time, say pew pew. Right. I need to remember that. It's pew pew upping on them and no on their plans, Jared. For the sake of it, I say whatever I choose to or become them in changing terms to keep that train existing. I don't care. I mean, yeah, but I can't say that. He's talking about me because I'm the one talking. You know what I mean? At the YouTube algorithm, they listening. It's more about the color of paper. To keep it circulating. That's part of it. Keep it circulating. 100%. Peace. I just got on. What up? What's good? What's good, Barry? Welcome to the family, champ. Probably Israelite. You're probably the first person or people I've seen to mention copper, which also believes is going to go way up due to this application of magnetism. Yeah, yo, listen, I want to get my hands on a couple kilos of copper, man, just to have. You got some copper pipe laying around them DRUG heads, so come take it. I just found out about the straw man 2 days ago. I've been going all in since. Good, welcome. Let the madness begin because you're gonna be a lot of research to be going in, man. If you're new to this information, it's gonna hit you like a freight train. Just remember, all right, don't get overwhelmed. Take breaks every now and then. Be realistic with your expectations of the information. Okay, 100%. Oh, no, we all good here, Jared. Good peoples, man. Jared, good peoples. But yeah, listen, yeah. So who is they? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, who is they? Yep. Man said, I used to work as a finance debt negotiator. I'm willing to share some information. That's okay, cool. If you're trying to get on a live stream, I'm gonna have to set it up probably for we could probably do something next week. If you want to get on a live stream and just reveal some information, you could do that. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just drop some information in here. That's fine. You can do that. Yeah, so you know what's crazy? I went to a bank and I asked the lady working at the bank. I said, "Yeah, so if I decide to get a business loan, where would the money be coming from?" She said, "Oh, it would be coming from the bank." I said, "Hold on. So you're telling me? Let me make sure I comprehend what you're saying. You're telling me if I got a loan, the bank would be loaning me the money?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Let me get this straight." He just gave her like 3 opportunities to change her answer. I said, "You're telling me that the bank is loaning us money if I get a loan from the bank?" She says, "Yes." I said, "Okay." That's fraud right there. Like, because you've led me to believe something that's not true about this whole transaction, which completely invalidates it, you know, which is grounds for discharge, honestly. I was like, "Oh snap, I know about the 1099C." Drop a little stack of rare earth magnets through a copper tube. It's neat how they fall slowly through it. Rare earth magnets through a copper tube. Interesting. They ain't us. Word. Floyd said, "Hit me up." Floyd wants some information too. You have a lot of catching up to do, Barry. Hey, let him slow walk, man. Don't try to force feed him. Yo, let him get the information as he sees fit, man. Because again, we're all at different points of our information. We're all at different stages. But when you start getting into like law and stuff like that, and case law, man, it can get convoluted, yo. But just don't think you know everything right off the rip, because I guarantee you don't. Don't just jump out there. Well, good to have you here, man. Hey, Six, I have a touching topic in here as my family of 15 is in here watching. Topic upon which I know this will be another show. Manumission certificate start with Maryland. A manumission certificate? I don't know what that is, bro. I'll be honest with you. I'm not even gonna bullshit you. The bank tellers don't know any better, and the ones who do are very quiet. Next time, watch how they move in the bank. Yeah, and you know what? I didn't press the issue because I know for a fact that would be like something I could really work with if it were to be a situation where I wanted to do something and discharge it. They're like, "Oh, you can't do that." Oh, really? So let's go back over this. So I was instructed that the bank is loaning the money, but that's the thing though. With an agreement, both sides have to be completely aware of everything that's going on. If there's some deception in the agreement, it voids the agreement. That's the wild thing. He says, next time watch how they move in the bank. Yeah, I started to say, "Oh, where's your manager at?" But you know what's crazy? She was the manager. She was the manager in bank. She wasn't like the manager they got to call in if there's an issue, because that manager that's not on scene probably knows a whole lot more than she does. But it was just interesting to watch her tell me 4 times in a row the bank loans the money. Start listening to Crow 77 immediately. I'm already subscribed to Crow 777. Already subbed. I know that. Please address and look up for us patrons. It's important to us all. All right, I got you. I'm writing it down now, and I'm gonna look it up. We'll talk about it next week, God willing. Make sure y'all remind me so I don't forget. We'll see about looking into that next week. The bank turns your loan absence to a security. Absolutely. That's what the social security number is for. Security. You basically drop an autograph on it, authorizing them to turn it into security, and they do what they do on their end. Next thing you know, they're telling you to pay off a loan that's already been discharged. Bro, they pulled this ancient lady from the back with big leather bound book to open an account for me. This lady ain't saying a word. What? That's crazy. Ancient lady with a big leather bound book. See, that's not going to be at all bank locations, because a lot of these banks, you might be able to go to a big bank and do that, but like a lot of these banks, they'll have like, it'll be a big chain, but they'll have like a small ass little store where there ain't a whole lot of offices and stuff like that. And the offices that are there, you can see through the glass. There's not really anybody in a closed office with a big ass ledger or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, 100%. I believe that 1,000% though. I can't say I don't. I disagree with what you're saying. Have you personally done a numinate? Have not. I don't know what a numinate is. I don't think. What is a numinate? Numinate. What is that? Don't think I have anywhere. It's basically like an audit on your social security number. I can't say I have. To see who has used it. Nah, I can't say I have. Can't say I have. I've checked the one of those websites to see what instruments were associated with the number, and I've seen quite a few little documents being traded for quite a lot of change on the joint, but I haven't really done a full type of like breakdown to see what was going on. SS5. Okay. So y'all talking about banking now. Y'all advanced with the banking. My man Lawrence knows about banking. And he's advanced with it. So wouldn't the applicant of the original SS5 have to do a numinate though? Because you didn't really apply for the joint. Your mother and father did, right? So wouldn't the applicant have to do that? I would think the applicant would have to do it. That would make more sense. I searched it today and found out that you can request these records for $28 if you require a certification. There is a $10 fee. No, you got to hit my email, bro. You know some stuff. Barry Goose knows some stuff. Hit my email, man. I'm interested to know exactly what you're talking about. My email is right at the bottom there. The Wolf did a video on this. I haven't seen it yet. Wolf puts out so many videos. Like, I'll watch a majority of them, but I'll miss like 1 or 2 here and there. He gonna be pissed off I said that. God damn it, you ain't watching the videos. I spent time on this. Watch the video. Shout out to my man Bad Wolf. Let's talk about this Amazon house right here, man. How many of you guys have seen this? And would you live in something like this?
Oh, freaking way. Yo, it's legit.
It's like a
Looks
rectangle.
kind of small. Yo.
Oh my gosh! Oh, it's loud in here. What's the point of windows?
What do the windows do?
Oh, the bathroom.
There's a whole bathroom in a shower. Wait, there's a shower?
And a toilet.
This is kind of nice. It's just like kind of small. What's up with all this?
Wait a second.
Is this like half built? Like
It folds.
oh my gosh.
Oh, that's cool. That's what my laptop does.
Yo, the entire house has to fold out, kind of like a puzzle. Oh, yeah. That's a whole wall. I've never folded a house together.
Hey, let me in.
You're gonna kick me out already?
Come on, man.
Wow, it's already so much bigger. Bro, this thing is so easy to build. You literally just unfold it. Yeah.
That's it?
That's it. That's wild. It didn't come with instructions, and we built it. Dude, 5-star review.
We just built a house from Amazon.
I was kind of worried that we were going to get scammed buying this thing because it had 0 reviews.
And it's finally done. Come inside so I can give you guys a tour. This place is insane.
What you guys think, man? What is your opinion on it? I thought it was kind of dope. I don't know. I thought it was kind of dope, but you know, I'm also aware of how much the housing has gotten ridiculous in the last 10 years. What do you guys think about that? So I heard people been suing the people entities that have been fraudulently using this information and cashing in. Civic, you were correct. You're in the small homes. Look what they're doing in Texas. Look up tiny homes in San Antonio. Wild inflation is a motherfucker. Yo, it's crazy. They're creating a whole market to get around the inflation. That's wild, man. I've seen some of the tiny houses though. I like the one they have. Home Depot has a really nice one. That's a 2-bedroom, or 2-floor, 2-bedroom, I think. 2-floor, 2-bedroom. They got a real nice little tiny home in the joint. You could buy like the joint for like $13,000, and you can do it up and stuff like that. You spend like another 17 grand. You can put electricity in it. You can furnish the joint. You know, you can paint the walls and all of that stuff. Yo, it even comes with a porch. It's nice. It's nice. You buy yourself the land and put it on first, though. Probably spend under 100 grand. So after you get a solar panel and all that stuff, you might be sitting around like, I don't know, you might be up there with a solar panel, but you'll have electricity. You'll have one of them toilets that burn waste with fire, you know, to alleviate any smell. It just turns it into ash. You dump that joint every now and again. As far as water, you have to tap your own well, get some natural spring water going or something. Yo, you got something nice. You got the property. You're away from off the grid, away from everybody. You got your solar power. Sun is giving you power to charge your phone and all that stuff. Whatever, man. That's what's up, though. I like that idea. 100%. Amazon trying to undercut the shipping container home market. Absolutely. That's 19 grand, Jared. They said 19,000. You can get one of those. 19,000. But you like to build your own stuff, bro. You might want to just go get the one from Home Depot. You might want to go get that because that joint is actually a little nicer than that. It's 2 floors too. Got doors, windows, all that stuff, man. Yeah. You know what the problem? If you live in a homeowners association, you're not gonna be able to put that in your backyard. Let me tell you something, bro. Homeowner associations is the craziest thing ever, yo. I can't deal with it. Like the whole homeowners association thing is wild to me, man. Like you literally got people telling you what you can and can't do with your property. No, thank you. Earthship housing is where it's at. Earthship housing. They got a lot of companies that is a bidding war on that, bro. A lot of companies are trying to get your business. They know that people can't afford houses right now, so they're like, "All right, bet, just come to us, and you can pay us $350 a month, and you can live in this little spot right here. Go buy the land." You know what I'm saying? Home Depot lets you go get a tiny home for like $350 a month, or even less than that a month. And beats the shit out of rent, beats the shit out of goddamn mortgage. You paying goddamn $2,500 a month, $3,000 a month. You know, to be told by a homeowner association what you can and can't do. Yeah, nah, man. Just get the damn land, bro, and let's return back to the nature, man. For real. Get yourself a little go-kart or something like that so you can move around. Get yourself a dirt bike or whatever, you know, some chickens. There you go. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get. Do you have the city prepping channel on YouTube in your toolbox on the back, off the grid, off private global internet? You want to get there early before. You want to get it early in before. Word. I think I do follow one of those prepping channels. I haven't seen a lot of them post because they basically go after what you've been watching a lot more most recently. I haven't seen them in a while. The municipalities can't pay their rent to powers now. America going back to rural areas. Yo, how about that, man? Does nobody else see what's happening? Like, yo, let me go get this property out in the rural area and let me just buy some land and build a home like the old days and just be done with that shit. And you know what's going to happen? Once people start doing that in droves, everything's going to go down. It's like, yo, come back to the city, man. We got our stuff together, man. Every stuff is cheap. We got all this stuff. You don't want to miss this, right? Turn in your rural land and your chickens and all that stuff and come live with us. And the women who live with the men are going to say, oh, don't you wish we could go see a nice feature in town and I can go shopping for some nice clothing and dresses. I sure do like the way those women dress on television, such and such, such and such. And all in his ear all day. I want to move to the city. Next thing you know, two different generations down the road, the cycle continues. Sell the property, move back into the city, submit to the jurisdiction. It never ends, bro. I'm telling you, it's a cycle, and it's probably been going on forever. It's an infinity symbol. What do you specialize in banking? I don't specialize in any of that stuff. The banking and stuff like that, I listen to it, but I don't get involved with a whole lot of it. I basically just cover news, constitution, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We will read some laws and stuff like that occasionally, as far as like banking and stuff like that goes, but I don't do a whole lot of it. I don't know this stuff, but I want to learn. Absolute. Check it out, Earth ships. All right. Let's take a look. Earth ships biotexture. They got about 70K subs. And I'm trying to get to where they at. 70K subs. Yeah, I've seen this company. I've seen it. You know what? My only problem with this company's layouts, they got too many damn windows. Like, I don't want all them windows. Like, listen, man, I'm not with all them damn windows. I don't like that shit, bro. I'm not gonna be able to sleep well with like a small spot with a window right where I'm sleeping at. I gotta hold the damn arm while I'm sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Nah, F that. But yeah, a lot of their fixtures have have a lot of windows in them. But let's take a look at some of the stuff they have. Like, I don't mind like a porch or something like that. You know what I mean? That's cool, but see, that's what I'm talking about. That's too many windows for me, bro. I don't like all that, man. Like all those windows. Like if shit really does hit the fan, you know what I mean? Like you're prepping for, and people go looking, bro. They coming through the windows, man. They coming through the windows. You're not secure. If there is a zombie apocalypse or something, your windows are not gonna hold, man. Because they're gonna finish out the cities first, and they're gonna start heading out when the food source depletes. They're gonna start looking for through the rural areas. Yeah, so most of their designs look the same. They're very sun friendly. Sun comes on the inside of your house, which is great. I mean, that's always a good thing. But again, it's too many damn windows for me. But it is, I do digress. I have seen a community with about like 10 of them joints or 10 plus surrounding each other, basically, like a neighborhood. So if that's your thing, go for it. That's cool. But me, nah, I don't really like too many damn windows, man. Nah. They bother me, especially the ones like the windows where, like, what I mean, they're all the way down by your feet, where somebody can just come right in. They ain't gotta like you ain't got that extra few seconds to climbing in the window to get busy. They just come right in and like, yo, they stand over top of you with the gauge. Where's everything at? Let me get that type thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm paranoid. Look up the Royal Purge. Speaking of about television. All right. A question I want to ask you is if we go to war, does that suspend the election for 2024 or does the election still go on no matter what? So, um, if martial law is declared, which there is already technically a martial law in place, it's got something to do with the Emergency Banking Act and all of that stuff, but there is technically already a martial law in place, which is why all the statutes and stuff are created. However, if they were to go to a full blown martial law, it would indeed delay uh, the presidential election. You know what I'm saying? The current sitting president would have to stay in place, or would be able to stay in place until it's resolved, which is why I said election year is going to be crazy this year with this whole Donald Trump thing, the Biden thing, the Democrats continuing to be Democrats. It's just going to be a very interesting show. That's what I'll tell you guys. So, again, um, I hope you guys been listening to stuff I've been telling you the last 2 years, just paying attention, executing, because you just never know. Never know. Completely self-sufficient, made of mostly recycled materials and earthquake proof, etc. Okay. Respect. Only if wars from within the martial law commences to freeze elections. Right. Yep. That's facts. You decide how your earthship is designed. Oh, really? Okay. See, I ain't really looked into it, but yeah. Okay. So you can basically decide how it's designed. Decide how it's designed. And if you don't want all them damn, long ass windows, you don't have to have them. I thought they only had a certain amount of ones you can pick from. And then they build whatever they have out of the templates they have type thing. But that's interesting. 4 windows in the front and 4 in the back, preferably the rest brick or must protection. It gives me, yeah, like yo, you got windows everywhere, man. Just gonna come in, yo. Nah, man, I don't like that. That's kind of a mix. They're supposed to be all glass bottles or tires or something. Oh, they're okay. So they're recycled. He was saying they're recycled. Ah, okay. I didn't know that. He's saying that the actual places are recycled. That's good stuff, man. 100%. That is great stuff. It's good to see all these companies, the bidding war starting to really take off, trying to get people affordable housing. But it's just crazy it had to come to this. It's crazy it had to come to this, man. But it is what it is. About time for us to get back out there to the rural, man. Get back on our rural free delivery shit, right? All right, we creeping up on 1 hour and a half. I'm about to get out of here, folk. 2 helicopters. He said, 2 helicopters still going at it, shaking the house. Damn. I'm glad yours ain't on fire, bro. Prayers up to everybody else, though. Ripple is working with the Fed, and they are made to look like a private company, but they are all federal contractors, and XRP is a currency. Yo, I keep hearing people talk about XRP, like, yo, you need to get on XRP, you need to get on XRP. People have been saying that, man. People have been saying XRP is the way to go. People have been saying it. I can't say whether it is or isn't. I can just say the infrastructure is already there for Bitcoin. And I will say this: it's very interesting that Bitcoin peaked right around the time gold peaked. That's very interesting. For a long time, people were saying that Bitcoin was going to be the gold standard of crypto. That's interesting information, seeing as how they both move similar. That's very interesting. That's all I'm saying. You know, bank failure sent to your phone. Let me take it real quick. Regulators close Republic First Bank, marking first U.S. bank failure this year. Sheesh. Sheesh. April 27th. God damn, that was yesterday. Philadelphia regulators have closed Republic First Bank, a regional lender operating in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation said Friday it has seized the Philadelphia-based bank, which did business as Republic Bank and had roughly $6 billion in assets and $4 billion in deposits as of January 31st. Fulton Bank, which is based in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, agreed to assume substantially all of the failed bank's deposits and buy essentially all of its assets, the agency said. Republic Bank 32 branches will reopen, and branches of Fulton Bank as early as Saturday. Republic First depositors can access their funds via checks or ATMs as early as Friday night, at the FDIC said. The bank's failure is expected to cost the deposit insurance fund $667 million. The lender is the first FDIC insured institution to fail in the U.S. this year. The last bank failure, Citizens Bank, based in Sac City, Iowa, was in November. In a strong economy, an average of only 4 or 5 banks close each year. Rising interest rates and falling commercial real estate values, especially for office buildings grappling with surging vacancy rates. That's facts right there. That is 100% facts. Following the pandemic have heightened the financial risks for many regional and community banks. Outstanding loans backed by properties have lost value, making them a challenge to refinance. I've seen it. I've seen it. Listen, there's a house not too far from my mom's. And this house, actually, crazy thing about it was I used to know the guy that the guy's son that lived there. And this house, here's the wild part. I didn't realize what was because I don't live around that neighborhood. And I haven't been around that neighborhood in a long time. So I didn't realize what was going on with that house. Yo, I watched the grass get high and get cut and get high and get cut. So I walked across the street and talked to the guy who I knew. I went to school with his son and his daughter. And I said, yo, what's really good with that house across the street? He was like, yo, the guy divorced his wife around 20. I think this was in 2020, as a matter of fact. Guy divorced his wife. Wife left him or something like that. It's one of them stories. She left him and he didn't want the house no more. So he just moved somewhere else completely and forgot about the house and just left the house there. So the house has been sitting, but by the time I found out, the roof was completely effed up. The damn drain, one of the gutters fell off the house. It was pretty much in shambles. Somebody left the damn window open. Birds were all inside the house. Crazy. Carpet was ruined. There was a hole in one of the floors. Water was all at the bottom from when it rained, from the window being open, and the roof was leaking. Crazy. So this house sat like that for I think it sat for like a year and a half like that. By the time I found out about it, it was like, not too long until somebody started doing something about it. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened in a minute. So he goes, yeah, you should just go in there and take a look at it. The door's unlocked. They didn't even lock the door before they left. So I'm like, I ain't gonna do it tonight. So I went in ahead and kept on about my business and forgot about the joint. So I go to look up the information on it, and they tried to sell this house probably, I want to say they tried to sell this house about 7 times. And the problem was the market was so effed up. The houses were going for so much. The bank didn't want to take an L and selling the house for such a low rate because the house needed so much damn work. So people would come look at it and say, yo, I'm going to have to put about $150K in this house to get it up to snuff. There's no way I'm giving you, $250,000 over what I'm gonna put in it. Like that, this is not gonna happen. So they couldn't sell it. So the house just sat there. The bank didn't want to sell it for too low, and the people didn't want to buy it to fix it up because the value was all screwed up. So the house just sat. Somebody came and did an adverse possession in that bitch, fixed the damn gutter, fixed the driveway, no trespassing stickers on the front. They did all of that stuff, man. Fixed the roof, all of that. Did a adverse possession. By now, I haven't been in the house or anything. By now, they gotta have at least with that driveway, with today's market, the gutters they fixed. They fixed the sidewalks that were cracked. They cleaned and washed the shingles up on the house and fixed the roof. They probably put about almost $100,000 in their house so far. So if somebody wants to come in and debate their claim to the property, they're gonna have to reimburse them $100,000 for upkeeping the property. And that's how adverse possessions basically work. So but yeah, you're gonna start seeing a lot of stuff like this because look, these banks, that have these loans and stuff like that, they're gonna start taking a hard thumping, bro, because the economy's completely upside down. People ain't buying houses like they were before. It's not happening. They're like, yo, I'm not buying no goddamn house for a damn. You got houses that were going for like 250 being sold for like almost $500K now. Like, this makes no sense. You buy this house and get a loan and the economy drops, you shit out of luck. You still gonna be stuck with this high ass mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Crazy stuff. So yeah, you're gonna start seeing a lot more of this, and adverse possessions are gonna start too. Watch what I tell you. Why should I tell? All it takes is one more event to really just be on some shit where like the banks just completely collapse, like 2000 and what was that 2009 or 8, when the banks just completely take a shit, and you're gonna have people doing adverse kicked out of their houses and people doing adverse possessions left and right. That's why if you look around, you'll start to see a whole lot more storage places being built. Everywhere you go in Maryland, they got more storage units being built because people going to start getting out of the houses, putting their property somewhere, downsizing. They're banking on this, man. That's why you see so many storage places being built. They banking on this. They know what's going to happen. So I suggest everybody, if you're interested in something like that, start looking up your adverse possession laws for your state. Start looking up your adverse possession laws for your state because it can be done. All right. You just got to make sure you do it the right way. It's crazy. You start reading some of these adverse possession laws and how these things are put in place and how they're written. They're very specific on what you got to do. Very specific. It's crazy. So and that's how a lot of the indigenous people lost their land. They lost it through adverse possession. They had treaties with the United States government, but they didn't protect their property. You just had settlers coming living on their property, and they didn't contest the settlers. You got to fight them motherfuckers to get them off your shit. Hey, crazy. 100% crazy. But shout out to Felix Floyd for sending me that. Oh, man, I'm behind. Let me see. IMF and Ripple. I'm going to look into that, man. Peace. Charlie Ward said the XRP would go up a long time ago when it was at 15 cents. I've seen it over $2 already. Yeah. You're welcome. All these businesses are going down. Banks, Burger King, KFC, Walgreens, and Church's Chicken. Oh, they're going to burn, bruh. I heard all the banks except Wells Fargo and another one are going bye-bye. Sheesh. I think Bank of America. I don't think Bank of America. If Bank of America goes anywhere, that'd be crazy. That would be insane. I would say that would be very, very insane. Expect more. Absolutely. It's going to be more, man. But they said people got a certain amount of time to go get their bread out. Hey, I'm going to tell you, this election year is always crazy. And with that said, folks, thank you guys for tuning in. It is A6 Grind Time, the Foreign National Born Natural. Great show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will be on Patreon Tuesday. If you're not on the Patreon, please get on there, drop the sub, pay the little measly $5 a month, join the convo so I can cut loose and give you this information I can't talk about on here with the language I can't use on here. And, we can chop up game like the old days. So with that said, thank you guys again. And stay awake, stay learning, and remember the path to freedom is through our bravery. Take the step. Peace.